I remember walking up to her in homeroom and I said, "Hi, my name is Shannon. What's yours?" She responded with a slight attitude, and I didn't know why. Fast forward to days later, and she begins to warm up to me. It was funny at the time because every time she tried to be my English class partner, there was this white gothic girl who would beat her to the punch. But finally, a day when the girl was out sick, she asked to be my partner, and that was pretty much it. We were so close those first few years of friendship and barely let a few days go by without talking on the phone or even seeing each other. Like, I'm talking, I met her family, she met mine. Summers were just booked with us spending time. Teenage years tend to bring out the worst of insecurities, especially for young black girls who are born into being called ugly. Validation becomes the focus. We had three falling outs, once in high school because me calling her stupid for continuing to date this serial cheater was worse than the cheater. The second time in college because even though she had only agreed to move off campus if we moved to the heritage apartments, she didn't have the money to be picky, and unfortunately leaving my mom with that unpaid rent featuring no apology until years later was better in her eyes. I won't get into the third falling out as it is personal and just painful, heartbreaking. 15 years of friendship, and but it's okay. It's time to journey through Black woman friendships and what makes or breaks a friendship.
My way is to push everything out to the edge to see if what it is really made so that Sula would be, quote, a free woman. There's a lot of danger in that, because you don't have commitments and you don't feel that connection.
I was so excited. Like I saw her walk in the room and I could tell where she was from in West Africa. Her features were so uniquely African. Her hair was African. She smelled like, those African fabrics. They have like a specific smell. And we were both so proud to be African. When you go through college with somebody, like that shit sticks. And it did not. Growing up not only in Africa but also in Europe and in North America, the world tells you that you're worthless. And when we came together, we were like an unstoppable force. We fed off of each other's confidence a lot. The second year of our friendship, and it almost started to feel like we were competing for the same spot in one group. So you know, the black community in our school is really small. To get closer to those people, she started to put me down. She was performing her blackness, her queerness, all these things that she thought made her interesting. Well, you're not interesting enough, or you're not radical enough, or actually, like, you have white friends and that's not good enough. We couldn't both join. It was like, it's me or you, and I'm coming for your neck. For me to be black was to exist in a black body. For her, it was to perform in a way that other people could consume and enjoy your blackness. Skin folk are kinfolk, and you don't turn your back on your sisters and you don't talk shit. Loyalty is number one. However, it's a performance. You know what I mean? Like, you're hurt, but you can't afford to lose all these people, so you're gonna stay loyal. Mm-hmm. That's what it feels like. Loyalty feels like a prison. You become a really fucking bitter, suspicious person, and your guard is up. Like, that's how I feel. I have literally never trusted anyone ever in my fucking life. You put yourself out there, you take a chance, you've gotten burned most of those times, but it's like, my generation had to counter that. I had to be loud because I was always told not to be loud. I had to be assertive because I was always told the world was not going to appreciate that from me. I had to not be shy because I was tired of not being seen. Like, you know how they say when you're ugly, you have to have a personality? When you're black, you have to have a personality. It's not enough to enter any space and just be black. It's weird to know that we still occupy the same circles, but we're not friends. We're not tight. We're not sisters.
She ain't tight with them either, because they don't know who the fuck she is.
Exactly.
So, you said Naomi and Janice were your best friends growing up.
Yes.
Do you remember how you guys met?
We met in school. We were in the same class for, I would say, grade 3 or 4 up until high school, till we graduated. Now, we became friends because the 3 of us joined the singing group that they had there at Kratz, it was Kratz. And we all, the 3 of us, sang, so we got together. And we were the same voice, so we were in the same group, so we became the same friends. I'm thinking that one of the times where we were at rehearsal, one of us, I don't know which one, I don't remember, but dropped the music, and the music kind of spread all over the floor. So the 3 of us got there, and we were picking it up, and then we started talking to each other. And then we went out afterwards, after rehearsal, and went to the little candy store that they had, and walked home and found out we lived basically in the same neighborhood. So we saw each other frequently. Naomi was the more quiet one, and Janice was more vocal, more open, as far as, especially when it came to boys. And we were at that age where we were beginning to notice boys.
You guys ever argue about boys or fight over boys?
No, because like I said, Janice was like right out of high school. And Naomi, she was so quiet, you never knew that she even had a boy or boys existed until she said, I want y'all to meet and we're going to be getting married. I was just like, what is this? Janice liked to dance. She was my rowdy. Naomi was any. She didn't do too much of socializing, I'll put it that way.
Why destroy your friendship for a man?
Because that's the man they want, not to get their own man, but the man that they see right now.
Do you think it's because they don't think that they can find something better? there's this lack mindset that maybe I
They
can't
they
find.
feel inferior to others. I don't know why. Even other black women, they feel that they don't deserve it, or if they live in the wrong neighborhood, they feel that because I live here, nobody's going to want to come see me. That type of thing. Tell you how solid our friendship was. Naomi and I. She had been over my house and she was getting ready to go home. In fact, she was on her way home. And she ran into this guy that I was dating at the time. This guy that I was dating at the time tried to go out with her. She came right away and told me, so and so tried to pick me up and go out with me. I don't think you should continue this relationship. And that's the first time and the only time that Naomi had spoke up about being against a male.
And you appreciated that?
Yes, I did. Black women, they don't see things clearly. They see what they want to see and say what they want to say and hide the true feeling behind it. Okay?
Have you, Naomi, and Janice ever been in an argument or a dispute over something? And how did you guys, if you did, how did you work through it? And if you never have,
Well, that's the good part about it. It's three of us. So if we have an argument or whatever, it's two against one. And of course, and that's how we do it. We've always done it that way. And that's why we never had a real blown out argument. Because it was always somebody else on somebody's side. The more logical thing is to walk away. Very hard to do. But if you're in a bad argument, there's no sense in arguing because they're going to have their point and you're going to have your point. The best thing to do is to walk away.
what do you think we should do to build?
We need to be more open. But black women need to be more open with each other instead of secretive and keeping it in.
So why do you think it's so hard for black women to be vulnerable?
Because they open up themselves to the wrong people. Then you get into a cave, I'm going to say. You get closed in and you got to fight your way out. And sometimes you can and sometimes you can't. And it's hard. Especially if you really like the person and the person don't see it that way. Then that causes a problem. What's the word? In competition with each other. No matter what it is, you compete. And sometimes competing helps and sometimes it doesn't help. All depends on what it's all about. They keep everything inside. Well, I'll tell her this much, but I won't tell her that much. And you can sense something is wrong or something is missing. Or at least I can't. I don't know about other people, but you can sense that something is definitely missing. But you don't say anything.
It's that fear that once you start opening up, they show that they're not really your friend.
Yes, and they talk. The mouth is the worst enemy.
How did you do? 66 altogether. She is showing me.
Yes, she is.
Why do you keep looking in the camera? She was looking in the camera at first.
In my face.
Sorry.